what's going on, everybody? You might be wondering what we're doing outside today, and well, I'm wondering the same thing. Well, I figured it's been a little bit since we've kind of just caught up, talked about life and whatnot, and let's just put it as it is. Since I've been in like eating disorder recovery, and I'm just kind of a degenerate as it is, I don't really ever go outside, and I've kind of had this strange feeling lately in my brain, like, buddy, we're kind of going insane. Do you think you could go touch grass just for 1 minute? I've probably spent a collective hour outside over the last 4 months. Uh, I know our skin needs some of the nice vitamins from the sun and whatnot. So I figured I'd soak them in before it gets too hot. It's like 74 degrees outside right now, so that's not too bad. Before it goes upwards to like almost 100, because I live in Florida and it fucking sucks. But anyway, I just figured we'd kind of catch up, talk about life and whatnot, and just kind of what I've been up to as we kind of walk around, look at some of the grass down here. It's a little dead, but it's all right. It's coming back in. First things first, I guess we'll kind of get one thing out of the way since I already talked about it a little bit, the whole eating disorder recovery thing. Sorry, I keep blocking the camera. I'm gonna find a better way to hold it. It's kind of hard because it's like, there we go. I think I'll hold it like that. I should have brought my tripod thing out. That would have made it easier. But eating disorder recovery, that's still going well. I posted a video about a little over a month ago now saying, oh, I think I'm better now. I think we're all good, but unfortunately that was not the case. It was just one of those fluke things where I thought I was doing better than I actually was. No, what I was experiencing was just a little bit of a boost of energy for a day or two. I ended up crashing pretty hard again. So, not in terms of weight or anything. Like, I'm still good. It's just I started, crashed in terms of energy. So I'm not as good off as I thought I was. So I still need to spend a bit more time getting better, but that's normal. My last recovery took 11 months. I don't think it's not going to take me that long this time. I really don't think so. I'm already 4 months in. I'm already feeling better than I did at this point in my last recovery, so I'm hoping only like another month or two and I'll be at least back to somewhat fighting for. I'm still having a bit of trouble getting around, honestly. Still pretty restricted with what I can do, but I'm still slowly getting better, so that's all good. Still staying consistent there. In terms of other things, I have talked about my mental health a good bit lately, so I guess we'll go ahead and talk about that. Yes, I have been struggling with a lot of anxiety and depression and whatnot lately, and it's kind of strange because for the last couple of years, I haven't really been somebody that, it's just like, even when I'm feeling those things, I do a pretty good job at controlling myself, getting a handle on myself, and not letting that ruin me or my day, and just keeping a pretty good positive outlook on things. But sometimes, unfortunately, when you have those disorders, especially to the extent that I do, they'll take their toll, and some days it's worse than others, and sometimes it gets so bad that you really can't do anything about it. Sometimes your anxiety is so bad that really all you can do is lay there as your heart's pounding, and you feel like you're coming in and out of consciousness, and just hoping you don't have a heart attack and die or something. My anxiety's been getting really bad lately, so that's a whole thing. And my depression's also, I won't lie, kind of been getting to me. I've been finding different ways to cope with it, right? Whether that be playing video games as always, or working on music and whatnot, which is, another thing I figured I'd talk about. Dude, I'm holding my phone in a really weird way right now. Hopefully, I don't think my hand's blocking the camera. I gotta find creative ways to hold this phone. But, that's another thing we'll talk about, right? I've been working on an album for the last, I don't know, a couple months now, basically. It's kind of an interesting thing because it's really been in the works for a couple of years now, because I'm using a lot of music that I've written over the last couple of years to, incorporate into this album, whether that be lyrics, instrumentals, whatnot. So really it's been in the works for a couple of years, but I've just really started going all in on it in like the last month or two, and I already have like 10 tracks done for it, since there was a good bit of the foundation laid out for it. Still writing a lot of original stuff for it, though, obviously. Most of it lyrically is actually original. It's just the instrumentals that I was able to kind of piece together and use because they already fit the vibes of what I wanted. But the album's going really well. I'm having a lot of fun making music. I was gonna maybe rattle off some lyrics here, but you know what? I think I'd rather wait and just let y'all experience it once it finally releases, because I do plan to start dropping some singles here soon on the lead up to the album's release this fall/winter, probably closer to winter. So yeah, that's gonna be really exciting. Beyond that, though, like I said, with my mental health, my depression has been kind of bad lately. I've tried therapy in the past. I've had many therapists, and really, I found that my best therapist is myself. What helps me most is finding things that work for me. Playing a lot of video games, watching anime, writing music, just chilling and existing in my own space, reading comic books and whatnot. And it always makes me feel better. So even though, yes, my depression has been worse lately and I've had more flare-ups, I'm also just as proficient as ever with dealing with my I'm recording another video right now that is going to take me all day to record it, and you'll see why tomorrow. I don't want to spoil it, but my brain's already scattered because I've been talking a lot today. But anyway, even though my depression's been getting worse lately, I've become more proficient than ever at coping with it and learning how to ground myself and keep myself in a somewhat positive headspace despite all that. So I guess it's just kind of a push and pull thing where, I'll make it. I always do. I have to. I've said it before. No matter how bad things get. Oops, sorry. My one grounding factor is the fact that I have this channel, and there's so many things that I love, and there's so many things that I'm passionate about in this world. Especially like creatively speaking. There's always something new for me to create. There's always something new for me to do. And even though, yes, I have my points where I get really low, and I won't lie, there's been times recently where like some really bad things creep into my head, but I always think of it like this, if I'm not here to create these videos every day, because we're coming up on 5 years of consistent daily uploads, July 20th, 2025. 5 years, consistent daily uploads, never missed a single day since July 20th, 2020. Sorry, my camera ran out of storage mid-recording, so I don't know what got cut off and what didn't, so I'm going to just start kind of back at the beginning of my point of what I was saying. But anyway, as I was saying, like the consistent daily uploads and whatnot, I've gotten a lot of messages and DMs and comments in the past of people telling me like how much my content helps them, whether that be through simple entertainment, helping them feel better after they've had a bad day, whether that be with anxiety or depression or one thing or another, just giving them a laugh when they needed it. And that is also one of my grounding factors. Just the fact that I know that doing something as simple as doing what I love is enough to help other people, whether that be again through simple entertainment or something deeper or greater. That's all I need. Like that's all I could ever ask for in life. Just being able to help other people in that way is by simply doing what I love, because part of what I love is being able to help other people, whether it's through small things like just being there to let them vent or talk about things, or through things like, again, through like the things that I create. So anytime there's bad thoughts creep in my head, I just always remind myself, like, if I wasn't here to create my videos and, be there for these people on a day-to-day basis, I love having that daily check-in with everybody, just make sure everybody's doing all right, make the videos, do my thing. If I'm not here to do that, who else is going to? Nobody. Not for this channel, at least. Sure, there's other YouTubers that might put out daily content, or, whatever. There's like millions of other creators out there, but there's not another one of me. There's not another grotesque out there. There's not another grotesque that does things the way that I do things. There's me, and I need to be here for you guys, and I need to be here for myself. I always say you got to love yourself as much as you love other people, and I got to, really remind myself of that and stick to that. So, there's that. I'm not gonna lie, man. We might need to go inside to finish this video. It's getting a little toasty out here, and I don't do good with that. So we might finish it up inside. I'm gonna try to stick it out for a few more minutes though. Beyond all that though, despite the things that have been going on lately, between the good, the bad, and just sort of the in between, I'm in an okay spot. I'm sorry if you see me playing with my hair a lot. I do that when I'm anxious, and if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of agoraphobic. I'm fucking terrified of being outside, so I think that's part of why I'm starting to feel weird. The anxiety's kicking in. I'm trying to face my fear, exposure therapy and all that, but holy shit, man. But yeah, between everything, I don't know. I'm doing all right. I would say that I'm in a better place than I've ever been. Not even just because like I said, I am struggling in some ways more than ever before, but I'm still showing up for myself more than I feel like I ever have before. And despite the ups and downs, I'm still here, still making content, still doing my thing, caring about myself enough to actually get a little bit of sunlight. So, it's not all bad. That's the thing with life. It's not all good and it's not all bad. It's all about the yin yang, the balance, the light and the darkness and whatnot. You just have to choose what you spend your energy on. The more you focus on the positives and the more you work on focusing on, like working towards positive outcomes, the more positive outcomes there are going to be. The more that you focus on the positives and the more that you let the positives consume your headspace, the more positive your headspace is going to be. And as I always say, you can't control everything in your life, but for what you can control, don't just control it. Make it your bitch. Because the more things you can find in your life to make your bitch and take control of and flip it into something positive, even if it's negative, well, that's it. You won. Like for me, depression's been kicking my ass. And what have I done? I'm trying to hype myself up here. I've made some banging ass music in the last, couple weeks here, especially like in the deepest depths of my depression and whatnot. Dude, I've made some banging ass music and I cannot wait for the world to hear it. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what else to say. I don't want to drag this out or ramble too much. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a brief life update, talk about my mental health, my eating disorder stuff, the music stuff. The channel speaks for itself. We're still rolling. I still have plenty of ideas. The Grotesque machine never stops. I'll always have ideas to pump out these daily videos. I don't care. I will never miss a day until the day I die. The day that there is not a video on this channel, that means I am dead. Okay? I will never miss a single day. So the content machine rolls on as always. Daily videos, daily shorts, daily this, that, and the other. I love making content. I just love being here every day, and I feel so blessed to be able to do this. And otherwise, yeah, I have a lot of exciting content up the pipeline, both on the channel and just in terms of other things. And yeah, like I say, it's not all bad, it's not all good, but the more you focus on the good, the more good it is. I don't know how else to put it. That's just how it is. But anyways, always Master Sean, thank you to the Patreons and channel members. Thank you to all the low ball team, number channel, and ball team, and last king, and dad, and big shout out on GT run of some cheese. Thank you guys so much, guys, for Literal Legends. I love you. Run, Itadaki, Arikito, Gozaimasu. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.